Welcome to this explainer from the Foundry by Forge College. If you hung out with us for the last lesson, you know we got pretty deep into designing paymaster contracts and interaction flows. Well, today, we're taking those big architectural concepts straight into execution. Our goal here is incredibly practical. We're going to learn how to safely build and test your Solana Pay integrations using the official developer APIs, SDKs, and Sandbox tools. We want to validate our logic, handle those pesky missing webhooks, and automate our reconciliation. And the best part, we're doing the whole shebang without risking a single dime of real money. So here is our engineering blueprint for today. First up, we'll talk about why you need to stop testing in production. Second, we dive into the devnet sandbox. Then we'll cover building payment requests, trusting but verifying webhooks, and on-chain reconciliation. And finally, we will wrap it all up with bulletproofing your integration. Stop testing in production. Now, you might legitimately be wondering, why not just test with real money? I mean, why not just send a couple of real USDC back and forth to make sure the app works, right? Well, testing financial software live in production is literally like trying to learn how to fly a plane while you're already up in the air, full of passengers. Losing real funds because of, say, a simple coding typo or a missed webhook, that is absolutely the quickest way to ruin your day and potentially your merchant's entire business. We really need a way to validate the precise sequence of on-chain transfers without all that financial anxiety. Which brings us to Section 2, the devnet sandbox. On one side, we have mainnet. This is the real world. Real funds and a super high risk of loss if your code isn't fully baked. But on the other side, we have the devnet sandbox. Think of this as our developer flight simulator. On devnet, we use test USDC. It mimics the exact behavior of real stablecoins, but it carries zero risk to you as a developer. You can practice your emergency maneuvers, simulate network drops, and test your transaction parsing with absolutely no consequences. Section 3, Building Payment Requests. All right, the crucial point here is understanding these three fundamental steps using the Solana Pay SDK. Step 1 is generating a URL using the encode URL helper function. You include the merchant's address and the amount, sure, but you gotta pay extremely close attention to the reference. This is a unique, cryptographically secure public key, essentially a Web3 UUID, that gets attached right to the transaction. It is absolutely the single most crucial piece of the puzzle because it reliably links your Web2 database order to the Web3 on-chain transfer. Step 2 is simulating the payment, where we actually send that test USDC containing our reference. And finally, Step 3 is setting up our server to listen for the webhook notification. Section 4, Trusting but Verifying Webhooks. I want you to think of webhooks exactly like those text messages you get from a delivery driver saying your package was dropped off. Right? Sometimes the text comes in perfectly, sometimes it's delayed by an hour, and sometimes it just gets completely lost in transit because of a cell tower glitch or server timeout. The reality is, webhooks drop, they fail, and they get delayed. Because of that, we have to make a really clear contrast as developers. Webhooks are inherently unreliable. And honestly, if you aren't checking signatures, they can even be spoofed by malicious actors. A webhook is really just the delivery text message telling you to check the porch. But on-chain verification, that is the physical package actually sitting on your doorstep. The blockchain is the ultimate cryptographic source of truth. You literally must open the door, look at the package, and verify it on-chain before you ever mark a merchant's order as paid in your database. Basically, never, ever trust the webhook alone. Section 5, On-Chain Reconciliation. To build a Node.js integration app that actually performs this verification, you'll need a minimal stack, stuff like Express and the web3.js SDK, plus a few key environment variables. You'll need your devnet RPC endpoint to talk to the network, your local merchant key pair, the specific devnet test USDC mint address, and a webhook secret to validate authenticity. And hey, just as a quick aside, if you want to get into the weeds and actually write this code yourself, we have some fantastic hands-on coding environments in our other Forge College learning programs that'll walk you through this exact server setup step by step. So our ultimate goal here is a perfectly organized reconciliation report. When your server receives a webhook, it shouldn't just instantly say, okay, paid. No way. It should take the transaction signature, fetch it from the RPC, and verify that the test USDC went to the right merchant in the exact right amount, and that it definitely contains our unique reference key. When all those facts align cryptographically, then you log it. Every unique order reference perfectly matches a verified on-chain transaction signature. That right there is a deterministic ironclad settlement record. Section 6, Bulletproofing Your Integration. Okay, let's introduce a term you probably need to write on a sticky note and slap right on your monitor.
Idempotency. This is the ability to safely process the exact same webhook multiple times without duplicating the final settlement record. If your server glitches and the webhook fires twice for the exact same transaction, idempotency ensures the customer isn't accidentally double credited in your database. If a settlement for that transaction's signature or reference already exists, your code should just return success and short circuit without duplicating the data.
All right, let's bring this whole thing together. Here are the core engineering principles for a truly bulletproof integration. Number 1, use a cryptographic reference as your canonical join key. Number 2, never trust webhooks alone. Next, always verify the token mint and recipient on-chain before updating your state. Make sure to build those idempotent webhook handlers we just talked about. And finally, and this is a real pro tip for you, run a background reconciler. Seriously, create a background job that periodically scans for pending orders and checks the blockchain to see if they completed, just in case that webhook was completely lost in transit. To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question. What happens when the stakes get higher? What happens when we aren't just dealing with test USDC or small retail payments, but high-value, tokenized real-world assets where settlement correctness is absolutely critical? Well, the principles of reconciliation and idempotency become even more vital. In our next lesson within the stablecoins, payments, and real-world assets on Solana module, we're going to be tackling exactly that. We'll explore scaling, batching, and observability for tokenized RWAs. Until then, I highly encourage you to visit forge.college to explore more interactive content, dive into our comprehensive Web3 resources, and master the art of building bulletproof decentralized applications. Thanks for joining me, and happy building.